on to what you're all here for. My analysis and review of other people's stuff rather than just my self-gratification of my own stuff. Alright, so here we have Demons Inside Myself by Mythic Tone. I've chatted with the person on X a little bit, but I haven't heard any of his music, so let's give this a listen, and then I'll give a review. There's no captions. I don't know if it's just a full instrumental or if it's got inbuilt. But anyway, let's see how it goes. Afternoon all. Oh yes, yes he is, that one. And I wouldn't worry about the Don P thing. I think that was a mutually assured destruction thing of two people reporting each other. It's something that will clear up in a few days, week at most, for the involved parties. It's just something you have to deal with as AI creators. Although I'm not going to have to deal with it for a while yet. I'm not even monetized. Alright, yeah, pretty solid song. You need to get your subtitles loaded up though. Even if you just go for the auto ones, I think you should be able to get them. Oh no, you wouldn't be able to get the auto ones yet because of the way the system works. It's weird. yeah, I'm a third of the way there on the watch hours. Anyway, the tone is much more consistent than the Wild West one, as that Chaineman pointed out. This is the guy who did the Western style one. And most of the editing is on point in terms of when the cuts happen. I'd say a couple of the cuts need to be slightly altered a little bit. But as for the actual scenes themselves, just turn the sound down this time. slow intro, that's all good. I don't mind to get a bit of slow intro, but then you get to the point and you get the hard boom change. Totally fine. Even though the beat's fast, the song is slow. So these slow edits are pretty good. I'd say that we actually went to this fight scene about a bar too early. And as for the scene itself, I think this is suffering from being recorded at full speed. I recommend recording the fight at slow motion and then returning to full speed in the editing software to try and cut down some of the jank that we see in the fight. But the transformation is very, very solid. That's one of the hardest things I've had to do, is getting things to transform in one of my videos. I mean, like, if we go back to one of my older lore videos. Where is it? Oh, come on. It just refused to transform. It just disappeared. Huh? Never, you wouldn't catch me dead in at Depthswalker's stream, and he thought there was real beef. Who? So what? So what's? Oh, Hatter. Oh, no, he was here earlier. Said he was going to drive up some people to turn up. But yeah, the blur jank could probably be done by recording the fight slower and then speeding back up in the editing side of things. But the transformations from demon to person are pretty solid. Even that bit there where it's like in and there's still the shadow at the background, it's fine because it's like a demon fighting him, so it all works out well. It's like seamless transformation. Now that cut was probably the only one that I think was poorly timed. There's some that are a little bit off by a beat or two. This is the only one that's actually truly poorly timed. I'd have changed on that beat that just happened. It's like full 3 seconds almost off. Others are off by like a half second. Yeah, it's Mad Hatter, isn't it? He's going to do things the crazy way. Even that fight change was on the change of the lyric pacing, as in like the change of the fight scene. Still the fight, but a different angle switch. So it's only the AI that's really fighting against him here, and a little bit of pacing on the storyboarding a bit. So the speeding up of the animation could also work the other way as well, to do some bits slow motion extra to just extend the scene a little bit without making it look still. But you know, it is just things you learn as you go along. That was a fade transition on a long note. Fantastic. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. I would have cut this scene a little bit, so the explosion happened slightly earlier in the scene, and then timed it up with the explosion here a little bit. Maybe took the scene of without the explosion and just put that in to the earlier scene a little bit so you can sort of get more of an idea of exactly where the connection is on this explosion. That way you can get it, rather than scene changing and then the explosion, the beat happens as the explosion's happening a bit more. I would show you, but every time I've tried showing the editing software, it never shows up properly on stream. The only way I know to do it is if I do the full screen, and I'm not doing full screen because that's the best way to get yourself doxed. But on the sound of it, yes, there'll be a sound wave. It'll display the sound wave for the music when you're doing the editing, and you can see the highs and the lows in the music, so you can see where the paces change. Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder, especially with the AI music, where it tends to blur the wave a little bit, so the beats aren't as obvious for some things, especially for heavy music like this where there's lots of things going on. Like if you hear, there's like 4 different things going on there, even though it's just drums and singing. It's 2 voices and 2 separate drum tracks with a little guitar riff going on in the background as well, so it can clutter the sound wave. But you can also separate the sound out into its different bits if you want to, but that's more on the sound side of things, which is not my strong point in all of this. That was a great cut, with the well coming in with the axe hit, the axe blow overhead. And these fight scenes, even though they are nice continuous scenes, I personally would have chopped them up a little bit so that you can like put a couple of ones that look like they're in the same area but they're at different angles, because it's really, really tempting to do these nice long extended scenes, but sometimes you just want to cut the scene so you've got a different angle, and it can hide some of the jank in the fight where they suddenly stop and they look at each other for a second for no reason. Right here, if you switch to a different fight, different like pace, and then back again, it can hide the lulls in the fight a little bit. It definitely is very much more the music side of things than the video side of things. But I've got good enough ear that I can catch the beats. I'm just not very good at music. Anyway, that's a very good, definitely an improvement from the previous one. A lot more time and effort put into it. Just a bit more practice with the AI and a bit of editing timing. Maybe 1 or 2 extra clips to throw in to fill in some of the dead times in the fight, like just an alternate angle of the same scene. Because sometimes, even if you get a bad scene generated, if when you do another generation, if it's the same setting, you can take bits from that scene to give you something to work with. Trying to find a good example of that without changing. Actually, yeah. This scene here is 4 different generations of this fight scene. Don't worry, Rinya. I'm just glad you're here. we haven't had any clankers yet. But yeah, so you can hide some of the issues with fight scenes by cutting and editing them. I could have done more with that one, but that one was getting away with me because it was more about the story than pacing. That one is. So there's not a fantastic matching on that.